Hey everybody, welcome back to another setup session here at Codev Academy. We've been doing a lot of GT3s over the past few months, and we've finally got to the GT4s. We're finally doing updates for them, and well, we're starting with the most popular car in the list, which is the Porsche GT4. We're here around Oulton Park, which is a pretty interesting circuit for testing this. Um, I'm Sai. We've got Hubert taking care of the driving for today. He'll be pushing this car to the limits, and we'll be seeing how much lap time we can extract from it. Got Mike taking care of broadcast as usual. But yeah, on that note, let's see what the Porsche 718 Cayman could do around Oulton.
Okay. Ready to go?
Yep.
Braking for this corner is something I'm not used to compared to the GT3s. It's interesting.
It's less downforce, right? So you have to slow it down a bit more.
Yeah, but like just a habit, you know, the reflex, what you do with your feet, you have to change it, which is interesting. Gonna run too wide. Like pressure loss is quite aggressive in British trucks.
It's mainly on the exit of that chicane, and also the right-hander after that. There's weird curves there. Though.
The rear is still below a bit.
I feel like the track surface here is slightly more slippery than Brand's. It'd just be a feeling, but
Would be.
Could also be the ride height for this track. It's got a lot of slow speed sections compared to Brand's.
Yeah. Okay, the rear actually is really planted there.
Yep.
Yeah, I think this is the corner with the most understeer, where I can hear the front tires.
Okay, yep.
In turn one. Here as well, I'm going to slow down pretty long, waiting for the front to grip up.
It's more on end, right? Not me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably soften the front spring for that. I would, but it's already minimum, so I need to see. Definitely soften up the front damping as well.
Yeah, I think this double right is also on entry. Just for a brief moment, I can feel the front tire scrubbing. I might also already test out a bit lower brake bias.
Cool. Yeah, I guess we can box and try some stuff then.
Okay.
I sent you info on Discord.
It's interesting.
Yep. Let's see. Entry. I think we should let's do something. Let's first soften up the front bump stop rate 2 clicks on the front. I would say also go down 1 click on the front orb and 1 click on the rear orb as well. Let's try that.
Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, we are still under low pressure, but
Yeah, probably given another lap.
yeah. So just like actually getting more rotational grip on the front everywhere. And I expect it to turn more.
Yeah, with the lower arm, you'll lose a bit of that response. But if it means you'll get grip back, then maybe we can keep this and then raise the rear ride height to put some more load on the front.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so definitely like more front grip. I'm just thinking if there isn't some pitch appearing that could cause like the lockups a bit. So I didn't feel them before. I can feel them a slight bit.
On the rear, Lockin?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Too much.
Also, you can see a lack of response now because car seems to be very lazy in direction change through the chicane. It looks like that's what's running you wide and then you're hitting the curb on the outside.
There was a slight lockup starting there.
Maybe it's worth going back up on the front bump stop rate just so that doesn't pitch too much, one, and also you get back a bit of the response.
Okay. All good then.
Good balance, I would say. Let's go 6 clicks on the front rate, on the front bump stop rate.
Okay.
Also, let's say front and front bump and rebound. Slow speed. Let's go up 3 clicks
Up
for
3 clicks.
up 3 clicks for both those. Not the fast, but the other two. Yeah, let's try that.
Okay. The rear tires come up so much slower than the fronts.
Yeah, we'll have to check the data after this run for the temps as well. Might need a different brake duct combination for this.
We definitely still have more traction than we did at the start, but as well, this feels more stable.
Yeah, at least the front is getting a bit better, right?
Yeah.
And if
then
we
it was
have
just too slow.
yeah,
Just
but how is that response right now on the front end? Direction change.
yeah, it was much better. It was like really soft before. You could make like no correction pretty much.
Yep. Okay, so if the front
I'm just feeling it got sensitive on that inside curve, but that's not really a problem.
Okay. Yeah, for the curve, maybe we can. I think we can adjust the bump stop rate again, and then counter fix it with the front fast bump. What was I gonna say? Yeah. Also, if we have traction, if we have enough traction, then you can also start stiffening the rear damping.
Yeah, the next that tight right hander, like only traction zone where there could be issues, but
Because the stiffer dampers will also help quite a bit with the curbs, so it's worth testing that.
yeah. Okay, I have to go a bit wider. Otherwise, I go wide on exit.
Can we check the data for this quickly? And then
Yeah.
see if we're out of the right window for anything.
Oh yeah. You were right about the files.
Yeah. Okay, very interesting dampers. Gonna have to look at that.
Interesting.
Yes, interesting. Uh, let's see. Is the front? I mean, is the car pitching too much into corners right now, or did it get better with the change?
It was better, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
From the high rates in front.
Okay. It's the least destructive approach for this. I mean, everything in the damper curve points towards a properly rotating car. So if you're still having some understeer problems, it could be that the front rate is probably a bit too high. So I would say let's go 2 clicks down on the front pump stop rate. Um, it's gonna stabilize the dampers. Okay, something happened to my bump stop channel. I'll have to remake that. Um, let's see. Can we do 1 click up on the front and rear spring?
Up, one, front and rear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's start. Let's try that. Maybe the springs are just too soft. That's why the histogram is knocked off.
Okay. Yeah, to get like a nice histogram on Oulton would be tough. It's so bumpy everywhere.
Generally, yeah, it's we never get a good histogram around here, but sometimes the histograms can show whether you're, let's say if you have very high, if it's highly biased towards high speed, then there's a good chance it's because you're hitting the curbs quite a lot. Not only because of the damping, because you're just launching off a lot of curbs, which is normal for this track. But it could also be an indication that there's something wrong because it's behaving very erratically on curbs.
think the spheres are definitely helping with this exit to rotate. And we still have grip everywhere else, so yeah.
Definitely see it starting to get at the limit of its stiffness. Definitely looks a lot less grippy everywhere.
Yeah.
Maybe a click down on the rear spring, a click up on the rear arm.
That's too wide.
I'm very surprised the car didn't spin out on that left-hander after the second corner. I mean, leading up to the
After the
hairpin.
second.
The other one leading up to the hairpin.
Oh.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that downshift
Very good.
is aggressive.
No, the
It's
fact
so
that
high.
it's also the fact that you cut across the bank of the track on the inside, and it looked like the rear was gonna kick out, but it didn't, which is actually a very good sign. So we know that the suspension now is pretty much in the right zone. It's maybe just a question of
Yeah.
whether the car is rolling too much or not.
Do you think the stiffness is helping? So maybe it's the real roll bar could use
Yeah.
to limit.
I think it's important to at least keep the spring, keep the rear spring at least on this stiffness or top, but not to go stiffer because track is extremely important on this track.
Yeah, this corner is hard to match with the softer rear setups.
Yeah, if there's a little bit of leeway, maybe we can go up on the diff for a couple of clicks. It'll be
Yeah.
a much more subtle change than the actual rate.
Yeah. I'll just take the last corner and pit.
It's good. At least we're in the 41s, which is good. Um, do we do? Can we check the the dampers on the data again?
Yes.
If there's still no change, then it's probably not fixable on that because changes we made ought to have made a difference.
I think they have.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
irrespective
they
if it
definitely
feels
should.
good.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
should. Irrespective if it feels good, we'll keep it, obviously. If it works, it works. Yeah, it's almost exactly the same. It's
Interesting.
probably just the way the bump is being used. At least the high speed damping is well balanced. It's probably why your curbs feel all right. Um, yeah, we were going to test diff, right? Yes,
Yeah,
right.
and real bar, I guess.
Diff and rear bar, yeah.
I don't know, maybe two at once is too much.
Yeah, we'll do a click down on the rear arm, 2 clicks up on the diff. I have a feeling it's going to become very lazy because of this. Actually, you know what? Just to load up the rear a bit, let's go down on the front rebound 3 clicks.
Okay.
Yeah, that should also have a decent effect on the dampers. Yeah, let's just try these changes. Yeah, I mean, if it's working with these changes, it's. I mean, we can still test with adding splitters, but I don't think it's gonna. It's just gonna make it pitch again, just like at
Yeah, because there's
Rams.
no understeer issue, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
There certainly aren't any straights here that are long enough to affect drag or affect the or get affected by drag, and we already saw that at brands. If it's not needed for brands, it's definitely not needed for Oulton. Most of these are just short stretches and like constant braking zones. That's probably the longest stretch.
So maybe exit will get stronger, higher preload.
If your diff is too low, you'll get wheel spin. If your diff is too high, you'll also get wheel spin. It really depends on which part of the corner. So yeah, there's a good chance a higher preload will actually be better. Oh, this reminds me, let me check the temperatures as well on this. Yeah, they're alright. Not good. Rear brakes are getting a bit hotter than the front. but it's not an issue. It's not really affecting the tires anyways. In fact, the rear tires are colder than the fronts everywhere.
Yeah.
We could probably close the rear one more click. But we are kind of at the limit of brake temp, so even if it won't affect the tires, it will affect the braking performance.
Yeah, like that one click will be a lot.
Yep.
We are low. Okay, this feels better. I don't know why turn 2 felt, or the downhill left felt.
I mean, the first flyers and anyway, always kind of not ideal. We definitely need to use the pressures though, at least based on the data that you had sent for the previous one. Almost, I don't know, varying 0.6 and 1 PSI. So we need to definitely get it close to 27. I mean, actually, they're quite close on the second lap.
I don't know if I didn't have pressure, was in front left on one of the runs.
Is that again because of the curb? Did you notice where it started happening?
I don't see which one it is.
It's not really
They're
showing
all
anything
sharp.
clearly on the data.
Oh yeah, maybe it should, but I don't know if we like took so much under 2 off to lose like 0.3 PSI.
It's not faster, but does it feel better to drive and more predictable?
Yeah, I'm just messing up the turn 2 for now.
Okay.
Get used to it, the fact that it doesn't just rotate as much off throttle.
Yep. But just turn a little earlier then. Or like really trail into it.
Yeah, like first lap I went too deep, then I went too early. So hopefully looking for a golden middle now.
The exits look a lot better with this setup though. Like turn 1 exit looks very good right now. Looks like this one too.
Nah, I thought it would never oversteer here anymore. I threw it in, but
You didn't lose any time
still.
either.
Yeah, I think I gained.
Yeah, you gained it. You gained 100 through that. Yeah, that's good. Now I'm really curious to see the dampers. I want to know if that's also played its role here. There we go, 0.7.
Yeah.
Or 0.8. What's it going to be? 0.7. Nice. It's typical of a mid and rear engine car to really want to stay in the groove of the track. Like it's very fast on tracks like this if you stay on the right side of the bank. As soon as you cut across, it destabilizes. With front engine, we never really have that problem. Yeah, I would imagine. I'm assuming with the when we get to the Aston and the Merc for GT4, those will be a lot less sensitive to sort of changes on the track.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like
Ah,
really happy
so
with the
close.
tight fight. Yeah.
We can save this one for sure. We'll keep it. Um, I think
Hmm.
for the popometer data, let's put the point 0.8 because it's a lot cleaner. Because the point 0.7 had the a little bit of that slide on the the right hander after the second chicane.
Hmm. Oh yeah, true. True.
Yeah, so thinking, yeah, if you're doing that, we'll yeah, if you're putting this on, then we'll put the point 0.8. But if you still want to work on some stuff, we can still fine tune it a bit more.
I really like the balance and the fact that it's quite actually safe as well. Like this is really manageable.
Okay. Yep.
I think because like the also T1, not only the sharp right after second chicane, the T1 also because it's a bit slower and more stable on entry, it's just so easier to hit and find the apex.
Mhm. Okay. Yep.
And I don't really have any ideas like where would we look for anything unless I can send you some data.
Yeah, I mean, let's check the data. I can't really see anything wrong either visually. If anything, it's probably slight traction problems wherever the camber of the track changes. Um, but I'm not quite
Yeah,
sure if we can completely dial that out, especially for a rear engine car.
yeah. I'm also like definitely pushing for the fast laps where I'm trying to get as early as possible, use the all of the track available limits, even though you don't have like
Yeah.
that much grip on AstroTurf on the outside. So like I don't know if you mean like turn two exit
Um,
after the downhill.
Mainly talking about the final couple of corners, where you get out of
Oh,
the that forest section and you're going down the dip.
yeah.
Yeah, over there. So I could also be the orbs because if your orbs are too stiff, it's not going to be compliant enough over such corners. Um, Either way, let's check the
Yeah,
data.
so yeah, I mean last corner is always just like the transition from
There we go.
going uphill to downhill.
Yes, dampers are looking better. Okay, so it was the front rebound that was too high. Do you think you're at the edge of understeer right now, or would you mind if we add a bit more high-speed understeer?
Uh, I don't think that would help.
It
Like
won't hurt.
especially that, I'm thinking about the fast left-hander, like of S2, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah, that corner.
yeah, that's fine. I was just wondering if it could be done for the dampers, but it's not
Ah,
needed.
for the
If
numbers.
it's if yeah
Okay.
yeah I know, but if it doesn't help the corner anyway, there's no point.
No, I would not
Um,
like to run wide in that corner.
Interesting. You got a on the front left. We got a point 0.2 psi pressure drop instantly after hitting the second chicane.
Interesting.
Let me see exactly.
Is it in the middle, right? Like when I left dipped the left wheel into grass, I
When you
guess.
turn left, when you start turning left, so I'm assuming
Uh-huh.
you might have. It's not when you hit the grass. You probably just started mounting onto the exit curb on the
Mm.
left-hander part of the chicane when you're taking the left. Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's like an
interesting.
instant 0.2 psi drop, and then it took another half a lap to regain it.
Yeah.
It's still fast, but yeah, that's the only weird thing of the data, but it's nothing of concern. Uh,
Mm, yeah.
can we just
From
try
racing here, you always
one
like
thing?
adjust,
Just
you go too high to prevent,
yep.
too much pressure loss. Yeah.
I just
One
want to
thing.
try one thing. Let's let's soften the front rebound another 2 clicks,
Mm-hmm.
and 1 click down on the rear bump,
Okay.
and a click up on the front splitter. Just 1 click.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be on the same page, I'll type out the damper values I have right now. Is that right on your end as well?
Yes. Same.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, cool.
Are we changing
Nah,
more?
no, nothing else. Just gonna send one more piece of info. That's fine.
Mm.
They were running into the same issues as brands.
Yeah, I feel like I have to trail deeper with this, and it doesn't really want to in these lockups. Not that deep. Also, I forgot to save the previous one, so
It's fine. I think I have the previous one.
I'd have to
We
going
only
back to
changed
changes.
damp. Yeah, we only changed damp wing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking that's a splitter, but it's hard to blame like one click of it. For
No, it's
messing
pretty
up the
powerful.
balance. Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, I see. That's the thing. It depends. I think it changes between steps. Like obviously between no splitter and one splitter, you might have a difference, but between subsequent steps, maybe not as much. Or it's like just the final step. But either way, it seems to be more of a hindrance because you need a certain like mechanical combination, some certain combination to make this car really good mechanically. But when you add the wing, it all has to change and it throws the car off. Obviously, we need the rear wing, but the front splitter just seems to be a hindrance, at least in like narrow tracks like these. It might be useful in more high-speed tracks, like, perhaps Hungaroring, um, Nürburgring. I would assume even in something like Misano, where you have a bit of runoff, slightly wide exits. Like these tracks, the radius is just too tight. You carry too much speed for that splitter and it just spins you out.
Yeah. The last phase, like the rear just gives up. Like it really didn't before. Oh. Yeah, it doesn't really feel as balanced as the one before, even if it might have like the same potential.
Yep. I would say we just stick with the previous one then. We take that previous run.
Yeah, like this. This is
Yeah, just
quite annoying.
like I said, we'll probably try it at another track.
So the changes were like, now I go -1 on splitter, right?
Yeah, I will those out.
So you just need to send me the dump.
-1 click on the splitter. Yep.
Oh wait, no, I have it saved. Wait a minute. I did save
Yeah, I
it.
mean, because the damper values that I sent you, and then a splitter. I'll just go down one click on the splitter. I
Yeah.
just want to confirm if those are the mechanical settings that you're running. The snap that I sent.
Yes.
Perfect.
Same.
Okay, so we will save that as the first set. Then just need to make this a bit more safe, a bit more stable. I would suggest dropping the diff a click to get the get enough entry rotation and also traction, but stiffen up the front bump damping just so that doesn't pitch too much. That way you get almost the same entry, but a lot safer on exit.
Yeah. I was also thinking we like the rear on brands, right? So
Oh, you want to try softer rear? It's also an option. Yep.
yeah, like somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. If you're doing that, okay, we can try that. Yep. We do one click down on the rear spring.
Oh yeah.
And go up
Front
on the
bump.
rear bump damping. 2 clicks. Uh, and go up on the front bump as well. 2 clicks.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's try that.
Yeah, there's like no way to step out there now. That's better.
That's good. Let's see how the lap goes because this is the first flyer. If you're still close to a 0.7, then this has potential to be the new fast setup.
Yeah, I'm on 25 psi too, so yeah.
Yeah, looking at the data, you're around like 25 to 26.5 psi even by the like midway through the first flyer. So.
Yeah, it feels like it has all the grip in the world on exit, but entries are can still just pitch and lose the rear a bit. But I don't know if that would limit the pace too much. We like got rid of any pitch as well.
I think it would, because it seems to be. I can see it a bit, yeah, but it also seems to be on edge when you on the edge of understeer as you near the apex. Like it tends to run
Yeah.
wide. It's difficult to say if that's because of your oversteer and your countersteering, or it's actually pushing on the front. But what are you feeling in the steering wheel?
No, like on the steering, it's pretty balanced between like front and rear. If anything, here it's the front.
Yeah.
Faster corners.
Which is understandable, as it's an understandable compromise for a safe set. But if you say that the entry is a little unstable, we definitely need to tune that a bit more for the safe set. Like basically, if you carry a bit too much speed in the corner, it should tend to push you wide instead of snapping you, because like if you run wide, you can always go on the runoff. We don't want something snapping if someone pushes it too much on entry.
It didn't happen now, but
yeah.
Oh, that's wrong gear.
Yeah, maybe if we dial out that entry over rotation, that would be the safe set. So what, just looking at the data quickly before doing that?
Yeah.
Do the curbs feel alright? I mean, might as well box if we're changing stuff, because we anyways have 3 laps on this.
Yeah. I don't know, unless we go back on the diff, I don't know.
Okay. So no, I want to keep a lower diff so that the traction won't be an issue.
But we went lower, click on diff.
Yeah, so it's like, it depends on the point of the corner, but mid corner it's definitely going to have a lot more grip. Mid to apex, or more, more like just after the apex, you're going to have more grip. Maybe not quite at the apex, which is why you're having that over rotation. So I would say just go up like one more click on the front bump damping, and one more click up on the rear rear rebound damping.
Okay.
So front bump 1 click, rear rebound 1 click.
I hope I wasn't on an old tire set. They're loading the setup.
Huh. Looks very safe everywhere.
Yeah. I like how easily it is to adjust the line through the corner with the brake to the middle.
Yeah.
With fast left-hander especially.
It's good. At least it's not compromised on response. The safe set. That's really very easy to control through that corner too, or control it really well there. So it's just a little patch of grass on the exit curb out of that chicane, right? Before taking the right-hander.
Yeah, there's a bump that's also upsetting the rear.
Well.
Yeah, there's like a big hole. But
that's a good run.
Yeah, dipped into 41, so it's good.
Yeah, I think we can take that.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel at the limit of the grip, you know, like this fast safe, so just easier to control.
I mean, it's effectively, ideally what you want to do is just, instead of the car being pushed to 100%, keep it at 95, but you know, even if you push it till 95, it should be stable. That's good.
Yeah.
In the fast set, you'll start feeling it kicking out at 95%.
Okay, saved this. Load up the first one. Change the tire set.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we just going out?
Yeah, let's just start with the less fuel and then go out and see what it does.
Okay.
So also a little bit of information for our viewers. So for the GT4s, we're not running it on maximum tank. For example, for the Porsche, the max fuel load for this track is 115, but we're only filling it for about 60 liters for the race runs because that gets you enough fuel for just under an hour. So these race setups are ideal for like 45 minutes, 60-minute races. If you want to make it to an hour, you might have to add a bit more, but it'll definitely suffice for quick sprint races. Because having a full tank, you're just gonna have a lot of fuel. It's gonna run for more than an hour. You're obviously gonna start shedding the tires even before you kind of fully burn out on the fuel. Depends on the track again, but just found running a max fuel setup is not really ideal. But feel free to add fuel to these setups. Try to also add some of those tips in the notes regarding how you can optimize it if you wanna, how you can optimize the setup if you want to add more fuel.
I don't know where people even run GT4 these days. I personally like drive in LFM, that's half an hour race, so that would be around here with these sets.
Yeah, half an hour, I mean, you could get away by halving the fuel on this.
Yeah, it's like
not entirely halving it, but yeah, running about 50-60% of the stock fuel we put in the fast setups. Or if it's a really short race, you can also just take the quali set and add fuel, because between 60 liters and roughly like, I don't know, 8-10 liters for quali, it's not gonna have a big difference. Obviously, between the race and quali setup, there are a few changes, but you can take either one and then dial it to a mid fuel value, and it should work for the most part.
Yeah. I feel like there's definitely pitch that I'm having to control the throttle in some corners.
Yeah, lower fuel on the Porsche is always that like that.
Welcome back.
I had some issue with ACC. It's crashed. I think I did something and it crashed, so I had to restart it.
Nice.
It's interesting. Yeah, it's fine now, but
Yeah, it's
I
like
think there was
pitch.
some fluctuation in my RAM usage. I don't know, net or something.
Okay. Yeah, it's like pitch plus like last corner. There's just not much grip.
Um,
So,
yeah, I think we start with just dropping the rear ride height a couple of clicks. 3 clicks, I think, is what we did at Browns. Let's try the same here.
okay. tight. No, of course it's slower to not slide. Why not?
It's definitely interesting to see that.
Understood too early. Okay, that's too hot. Yeah, I don't know why I gained that understeer. I mean, we did low rake, but too much.
You should add some. Is it on entry or exit? Understeer.
On yeah, it's actually on exit of that fast double right-hander.
Can we
Some,
add a
but we
couple of
still like.
clicks?
I'm still thinking because we still don't have like that much grip out of last corner. Let's say, you know, as well. And we are higher on the rear rate, right? Wheel rate.
A bit, yes.
Yeah.
You want to get? I mean, we could drop it. If we drop it, let's add a click of rear arm instead, so you don't get too much understeer. Do lower rear wheel rate, higher rear arm, and also say go back to the previous ride height. 2 clicks up.
I did 3 clicks.
3 clicks. Sorry. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see.
Go.
Nice. I didn't think it would work that well on the outlaps.
That was a good lap, yeah. It just looks like oversteering through that corner seems to be the fastest way around it. Like I said,
Yeah.
that wasn't really a drift per se. It's not like you're losing traction on all tires. Or it's not even like you're counter steering, it's just a lot of oversteer as you go through it. So didn't look too bad.
Back to back. Oh no, thank you.
Yeah, must be out of fuel by now. It's 3
I
laps.
think I'm on the edge, yeah, but I think I a bit too much. I think that's just enough. Finish. Oh, invalidated.
So close. How does the car feel though? Setup fine?
Yeah, we got that grip in last corner for sure, and if we have it there, then it's everywhere else pretty much. It just, yeah, it happens that it's the best to oversteer the car a bit in that tight right-hander last right of sector 2.
Yeah. To be honest, I can't really see anything wrong visually. Like, if anything, you might be having like
Yeah, because the
minor
laps,
changes.
yeah, these 3 laps were like within the 10th as well, so it is consistent, like even
Yeah.
on quali and when you push and
I guess there
everything.
are potentially a few hundreds more, but I think this is still a good time. I mean, the old time is a 41.0, but
Mm-hmm.
the race pace was on point. If we keep pushing, it would obviously get fast. Um,
Yeah.
but I mean, if there are no issues with the balance per se, could probably save that.
No, even like the chicanes, the weight transitions, I think are very good. Like the rear arc like keeps that in place, even though we went softer on the wheel rates and we have more grip. Like the quick changes, the rear like still follows quite well.
Yep.
High speed as well is very nice now.
Yep.
The
Looks
double
really
right
good.
hander.
Maybe the point zero. Maybe we could test it a bit later. But if you're happy with everything else, let's just save this run for now with the setup. The setup is
Yeah,
anyways fine.
yeah, I see that point zero in last sector, like last turn, pretty much, right? I think
Yeah,
maybe a
it's
bit
about like
slower.
maybe like
Yeah,
few
we have like
hundreds. Yeah,
yeah, because we have,
yeah,
from Pulp we
could
are
be there.
800s. Yeah.
Yeah, possibly get into the point zero. So at least in that sense, the setup is good. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Now if you're happy with that, we can save it.
For sure.
Uh,
Yeah.
cool.
Oh my god, no one told me my webcam is so dark. Oh my god.
I just I just noticed that now. It's fine. It's fine. It's visible for the most part. There
Okay,
we
I
go.
cannot even fix it that well now. Damn
Yeah,
it.
so That's fine. No.
Hello, welcome back.
Yeah, it was right for the most part. I think it just auto corrected midway. But
Mm,
anyways, it was
okay.
actually quite a smooth session. What are your final thoughts on that, Hubert?
Uh, yeah, I think we're getting like good responses, like quite logical responses from the setup changes. I think the car drives how it's supposed to. Like the lines do not differ from GT3, so it's easy to like get on and drive. No matter what you've been driving before. Uh, the chicanes are super easy. Like the front fast left-hander of sector 2, you can adjust, with the brake through the corner. In GT3, that would probably be too aggressive, on higher aero. You'd not really be able to do that. So yeah, easy, fast. GT4s are really nice to get like the basics of driving. It's really cool.
Yeah, yeah, seems like a
Yeah.
similar to GT4. GT3 is just a little slower, but there's a heap of changes we have to test for the same. Because the aero
Yeah.
seems to be working so differently for these cars, and I think that's a nice challenge to work with.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, it was a good session. We hope all of you enjoyed watching this, the first of our series of GT4 updates. Starting with the Porsche, and then if I remember the list, it'll be the Beamer, the BMW, Mercedes, and then the Aston. If just double check that anyways once on our Discord. But yeah, it's going to be quite a lot of GT4s coming up over the next few weeks. If you're interested in getting these setups, we also have finished the latest GT3 setup updates over the past few months. All of these can be accessed from our subscription, from the subscription on the Coach Dave Academy website. You can also find more details about this on the CDA Discord. So if you're not on that, please do join that. Get more info on the same. Also, you can get bundles. Um, yeah, in addition to this, we also have these new performeter data packs. So do check them out as well if you're interested in getting a little bit more in-depth telemetry information about. Exactly in terms of what you have to do to get the car up to speed. Uh, More information is there on the website. Please do check that out. Check out our Discord as well. On that note, thank you so much for joining, and until next time, take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.